Hey all, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. Well, we've dealt with the classics, why don't we move on to something a little bit more contemporary right now? Yes, I know Hercules is there, but that's for later. For now, yar matey, we're gonna get all pirate-esque with the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, yeah, you say contemporary, but at the time, I don't even know how old the movies were at that point, but, it's definitely not contemporary now.
Yeah, the original, The Curse of the Black Pearl, came out in 2003.
Wow, and this game came out in 2006, I believe?
2006, 2007. What is going on here? Are those two little dudes, two guys standing with us?
I don't know what that's all about then.
Well, either way, Squad-a-la, we're off.
Those are the peckers of evil, you must ejaculate each.
What?
Oh, it's from a YouTube poop or something.
Ah, okay. Alright, special orbs, yellow and red guys, got it.
I actually have some relevant trivia for like Gummy ships or whatever. Not in this game, but apparently in Kingdom Hearts 3, and I only learned about this last night. Apparently, there are references to like one of the bosses, and I think the main playable ship, and another of Squaresoft's earlier games, Einhander.
Yes.
Which I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's a PS1 shooter, and apparently you can fight them out there. I didn't see it because I didn't know about this at the time, but I thought that was pretty neat.
I don't think we tackled it in our playthrough, so given that you get most of your information for these things from the playthroughs, I don't blame you.
Yeah. I mean, I just ended up listening to that music last night, and I looked up the game on TV Tropes, and oh, hey, that's all referenced here, so that's pretty neat.
Beware the TV Tropes black hole. You can easily eat up an hour or so of your time if you're not careful.
I was trying to look up to see if they had a trope for, like, they have one for, like, awesome scarves, but not like energy capes or anything like that. I guess that falls underneath the same banner.
I think my most proud achievement online is being the trope example for quintessential British gentleman.
Yeah, no, I'm still actually kind of amazed it's up there because, again, I'm not sure if anybody else would have come along later on that somebody else would name the trope for it, but it's good to have that under your belt.
Shake your fist in angry British rage, Tom. You can't see it, but my fist is wearing a monocle.
Which I like. I actually really did like that line when you said it, so.
So yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean, pretty good film. Sparrow loves it, from what I remember. What's your take on the series, mate?
Haven't really consumed it much outside of Kingdom Hearts. I do remember there's this one other, the only other Pirates media I know of, is there's this comic that you can find online where it's talking about how everything was great when you were 12, especially the reader of this comic, and then there was a panel where it's like, I'm 12 now, so I think Pirates of the Caribbean is great. Of course, I am completely wrong, unless you are also 12 today.
Oh, yeah, I think I've read that comic. But no, I think the original stands up. I'm also a fan of Dead Man's Chest. I feel At World's End is probably the weakest of the three films. It's a little bit clunky, tries to do too much with too little. It's still enjoyable, but that's kind of where I stopped watching Pirates of the Caribbean as a franchise, especially when like Orlando Bloom and whatnot left.
I think they made like a 4, and I could have sworn they were making a 5, or they made a 5.
Let me have a look here. With the power of Google.
Now, it's not much of a power, more as a curse these days.
I guess it is. Alrighty. Produced by Joe Bruckheimer, based on the Walt Disney theme park attraction of the same name, so I guess this was our first inkling of the ride system from the third game. Alright, Curse of the Black Pearl in 2003, Dead Man's Chest in 2006, At World's End in 2007. I'm starting to realise what the problem with that third film was. Then in 2011 we had On Stranger Tides. In 2017 we had Dead Men Tell No Tales. And there is currently an untitled sixth film.
I wonder what they'll do after, again, Johnny Depp got into that trouble. So I kind of wonder how they're going to approach it now.
We'll see. We'll see.
This place is...
Kinda different.
How do you feel about them adding live-action films to the mix here? Because we all know how beautiful this film franchise, shall we say, looks in Kingdom Hearts 3, and I might sound sarcastic there, but I'm not. It's one of the better-looking worlds in that game. But here you have to contest with the extremely cartoony KHU look with the attempted realism of pirates.
Organization 13?
You know, since this was made on the PS2, they could only get it as realistic as possible. I thought it was interesting in the way that they attempted this contrast. You know, it's something it's a risk. You know, I have to commend that it is a risk you have to take to try and match these up. Again, it's goofy as shit as a result. Yes, I know Goofy is here. But I like that they made that attempt, actually, and I do agree, you know, again, Kingdom Hearts 3 looked so good in terms of that movie in that game.
Put on it. We are
See, these guys look pretty good in Final Mix, and in the original, I guess, when they're shown by themselves, but when you turn the camera and fucking pastel colour Pete is there. Well, he's not really pastel colours, but you get what I'm trying to say.
I also love Pete's completely He's like, whoa, how strange. It's just, they're fucking zombies, dude.
You know, I've seen walking broomsticks in my time, but actual zombies, ooh.
They got a kind of magic that don't belong in this world, see?
Ah, anime. I've sailed the Orient before, my lad. I know about these tricks.
Man, you know, the other day I was thinking about, because I know Hulu did a whole, you know, a new Animaniacs series, and they were talking about doing that with Tiny Toons. I would love if they do that, and then they have like an anime foreign exchange student, because you could make so many jokes for that.
Really? By the way, Tiny Toons is already out.
Wait, they made one? They actually did it?
Yeah.
I like your style.
Fuck, man, I really gotta open my eyes more, I think.
Oh, how dare you not pay attention to the internet more instead of living your life to the fullest.
I've been very interested in cultivating my life these days, so...
God bless you, mate. Alright, now I can talk about some of the changes that were made to this thing in the localization. These guys have crossbows that still make the sound of rifles when they fire.
Oh, that makes sense.
What do you expect?
Here come the moon.
Oi, just don't hit us under the moon then, eh?
You best be saying your prayers. Hey, watch out, they could see you. Stay away from their magic.
Watch out, they're icky.
Oh no, Donald's gonna cast a spell on you. I don't fear no ducks. Except that one.
If we had a cleric, he could turn undead, and this wouldn't be a problem. Or, in Final Fantasy tradition, you could just hit them with heal, and they would take damage. Actually, does that apply here?
I'm not entirely sure because you can only cast Cure on yourself.
Well, that's true. But I mean, if you could cast it on zombies to do more damage, that'd actually be pretty funny.
It's also a very infamous way to beat Evray in Final Fantasy X. You just throw a couple Phoenix Downs on it.
Just throw some feathers from the item store at him.
How long did it take you to realize Phoenix Down is the down of the Phoenix, the feathers?
It took me a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so... Hey, Donald must feel right at home in this world because, you know, he did ship out with the Navy at the start of DuckTales.
That's true.
That's why the nephews were left with Scrooge, just in case you didn't know.
I'm trying to think of a you know, movie that's live action, besides Pirates, that they would also put in Kingdom Hearts, and I'm trying to, you know, stuff that isn't like Star Wars, because we fucking know it's gonna happen.
Where are you taking me?
And the Marvel stuff, so I'm just trying to think of what other could fit in here.
I would actually be down for bed knobs and broomsticks.
Elizabeth!
I don't know that one.
That is also the one that has animated sequences in it.
Is Hocus Pocus, that's Disney, right?
Take cover.
Yes?
I actually would do that, because I think that has a lot more cultural impact. People know it more, so...
You know what? You make a good argument there, and it also did have a recent sequel.
This is true, yeah, so I think you could easily do that, although you'd have to justify Sora being in something close to the real world, actually, so...
Thank God they fixed the Pirates theme in this version. Do you remember the MIDI version?
I seem to recall it wasn't as good.
No, to put it bluntly, I'm going to link it to you after we're done here.
Yeah, I'll have to listen to it. It's kind of like, I guess, a Resident Evil Director's Cut OST kind of deal.
Nowhere near that bad, but it's getting there.
I want somebody to redo the Director's Cut OST, but with the correct music and pace. Because somebody did a video on that where they took the clown farting in the basement thing, and they actually fixed it, and it sounded actually really good. So I want somebody to do the whole OST like that.
I wonder if someone's already done like a mod that replaces it with other music.
I'm sure you could, but at this point it's a meme, so you may as well keep it.
Alright, just go around getting treasure chests for once. Thank you, Spar. My mental health appreciates this.
You know, I'm thinking of Pirates and Disney, and I'm remembering that Jake and the Neverland Pirate Show where they're like, being a pirate and stealing is wrong. And I'm like, come on.
Also, there was a new version of Peter Pan that's, at the time of us recording this, is very recently released.
I know Peter Pan itself is not necessarily Disney-owned, like the original story, so you can actually do other Peter Pan shit.
We're too late. Huh? Those pirates kidnapped Miss Swan and took her to their ship. Now they've sailed, and I'll never be able to find her.
Raw.
Then she's long gone. The Black Pearl is nigh uncatchable. Best find yourself another girl, mate.
Who was doing Jack in this game again?
You.
That was James Arnold Taylor,
about
but
the Interceptor?
Yeah, I'm fixing to say it was either James
She's off
Arnold
limits
Taylor
to
or
civilians.
whoever plays
Fortunate
Luxord.
that I'm going to commandeer her.
that would be.
Fine pirate ship.
Oh god, I forgot his first name even. Atkin Downs.
Captain.
There we
Jack
go.
Sparrow, if you please.
Oh, he said the thing and I clapped. Anywho,
Take me
Will
with you.
Turner, Elizabeth Swan, and Hector Barbossa are voiced by the same actors in other video game spin-offs, that being Crispin Freeman, Eliza Schneider, and Brian George,
You'll
respectively.
have to win, fair lady,
Yeah, I think
soft
Crispin Freeman, well, I mean, I've always been a Crispin Freeman fan. So, I always like hearing him in work, so I like hearing him here.
Yeah, he does a pretty good job, I think. Fun fact, Brian George also played Mr. Frowny in Steven Universe and the Guru in Avatar The Last Airbender.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Thanks, Sparrow.
Captain Sparrow.
I'm Sora. This is Donald and Goofy.
Why the fuck is the dog walking around, mate? I've either drunk too much or not enough.
For William, I imagine.
Yeah, I know, it's just like they never ever blink
Yes.
at the fact that
Well,
fucking
then,
Donald
Mr.
and
Turner,
Goofy are
you
walking
get us ready
around.
to make way.
This World Order thing's a bunch of baloney.
Yeah, no, this game kind of just throws that out the window.
Naturally.
You really want to be a pirate?
Of course not.
That's a lie.
Donald's like, doubt.
What do you make of this Will?
I don't know. We just met him.
I think my luck's about to change.
Either that or I'm about to OD from seeing an anime, boy.
Man, this still makes me want to play the PS5 Ratchet game, but I don't want to buy a PS5 just to play one game on it.
Relatable, honestly.
You know, apparently sales for that are pretty up recently, and I'm like, I don't fucking know how, man. So,
You're not gonna have any of this delicious JPEG food, milady?
Your trinket.
man, that food is so polygonal as fuck. You cut yourself on eating it.
This is cursed Aztec gold.
Oh, I love me cursed gold. It's so good.
There was another unrelated curse with cursed British pounds, but those pirates weren't nearly as impressive.
Ooh.
Captain Barbossa.
That's exactly what I thought.
Alright, there's some more changes coming along here.
Found except for those who know where it
Do,
is. Find it, we did.
Ah, yes. Barbossa talks about pleasurable company here. Essentially talking about whores in a Kingdom Hearts game.
I mean, we knew he was talking whores, but it was a way to get around that.
The more we gave him away, the more we came to realize the drink would not
Also, I
satisfy.
think he was drinking alcohol originally, but I hear it's grape juice, I guess? I don't know.
That's coming up, actually, and it is the reason why the game has an alcohol mention on the box and is rated E10.
How
Oh,
very
yeah.
sad for you.
Seriously, why couldn't you up the textures on this food? It's bothering me so much.
That crunchy PS2 food.
Aztec gold must be gathered and restored to the stone chest, and the blood of every soul who touched a piece of the treasure must be repaid.
Man, Aztecs always curse the coolest shit that they have.
Really? Like, one time I stole a crown. I don't know if Aztecs wore crowns, but whatever they do now in my fantasy. They turned me into a YouTube Let's Player. Still haven't been able to lift that curse.
Yeah, I noticed.
All those years, you've been safe in your bed.
Dreaming about a franchise where Johnny Depp consistently comes back and you clap at the screen every time.
Safe in your bed, sleeping and breathing like a normie.
I wish I could do that again.
But now,
Sleep?
thanks to ye,
I do enjoy it now.
Well, you know what they say, to sleep perchance to dream, and to dream perchance to die.
We'll be free to roam the
I'm just staring at his eyes here. They are actually pretty well animated, but a little bit uncanny against everything else.
That's to be
Yeah, I mean, for PS2, this definitely wasn't a bad-looking game, especially in terms of trying to do the realistic graphics for the time. It was pretty good.
I think that's why the jump to Kingdom Hearts 3 is so jarring graphically, because this is borderline cel-shaded, is Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, I mean, they did skip the PS3 after all.
We really are. We're not among the living.
I don't know if you've heard this before, but I believe it's mentioned on the DVD extras for Return of the King that they were making the Army of the Dead for the siege of Minas Tirith, and they realised that, you know, these guys over here in Pirates Land are doing essentially the same thing, so they kind of had to change it. There we go.
Get my root beer out.
What a waste of fine grapefruit juice.
Yeah, and then he soiled his pants, too.
Alright, away we go to the Black Pearl.
Yeah, this is the closest you're going to get to an open world on the PS2 era, I'm afraid.
How do you feel about the Caribbean in the KH3? I know we did the playthrough, but it has been a while, to be fair.
Are you talking about, like, in KH2, or just kind of in general?
KH3, mate, the world.
I guess, I appreciated that they expanded it out into a more open world-ish kind of thing, because, I mean, if you are a pirate, you've got to have some sort of sailing, I would think.
For sure.
And being able to realize that these days is good. You know, I was actually bitching this morning, as I want to do.
Uh-huh.
I was bitching this morning about how I didn't like how a lot of open world games these days seem to be just like big flat things of land. I actually prefer like denser environments but I mean, I can see some exceptions. Like if it's a sailing game, of course you gotta need flat water. Like that makes sense, that's fair.
There's a section of the Pirates of the Caribbean Curse of the Black Pearl thing here that says influence of the Monkey Island series of games.
Where was the influence in?
Let's have a look here. Ted Elliott was allegedly writing a George Lucas-produced animated film adaptation of The Curse of Monkey Island, which was cancelled before its official announcement 3 years prior to The Curse of the Black Pearl. It was allegedly in production at Industrial Light and Magic before being cancelled. Ron Gilbert, the creator of the Monkey Island series, has jokingly expressed a bitterness towards Pirates of the Caribbean, specifically the second film, for its similarities to his game. Yeah, I can see that for Dead Man's Chest.
Man, I would have loved to see a Monkey Island film. That would have been great.
It would, yeah. Have you managed to check out the most recent game?
I looked at that, and I was kind of turned off like a lot of people were. I really, really don't like the art style. I just don't think it looks good, especially in motion.
Yeah, that's fair, but the writing is like they never took a break. Like, it's as strong as ever. And while the ending might be divisive, I quite like it. So, bring on more Monkey Island games, honestly. I'm always down for a neat adventure game.
Well, I mean, after that ending for that game, like, can you really go on from there? Because a lot of the common complaint was that they should have just stopped. Like, they didn't need to make another one, and it didn't really serve a purpose in the long run, so...
Me likey. That's what I have to say to that.
Every last piece that went astray,
that's what I do with all the chocolate coins I get in Easter.
Nice.
And now, the blood will be repaid.
Hey, you didn't mention anything about bleeding, Barbossa.
Forever.
Yeah, speaking of skeletons and whatnot, since last we did Kingdom Hearts 2, way back when, I have finally played Grim Fandango, and what a wonderful game that is.
I really should play Grim Fandango. I know a lot of people talk good about it. I know Smoothies in particular is a huge fan of it. And, you know, again, I do respect those kind of... I'm glad that they got a remaster in a sense so that a new generation was able to experience that. You know, I'm all for ports and, like, remasters and that ability to preserve games, where I think some companies are sorely lacking.
It's a fantastic remaster as well, because you can switch between the original graphics, you've got like better control, you've even got director's commentary.
That's always cool when they do director's commentary in these games. Like, I know like Duke Nukem 3D, for example, has it of all things.
Portal is one as well, you've got the Insomniac Museum and the Ratchet games. I don't know if you guys know this, but one of the big inspirations for me doing commentary in the first place was the DVD commentaries for Futurama, which are not only extremely informative, but hilarious to boot.
Oh yeah, no, I know you've mentioned that before in commentaries that we've done, but, you know, I definitely see the appeal. I just like shit-talking things. For me, it's more MST3K. You know, I've always been a fan of that, and, you know, a lot of reviewers around the time were fans of that show as well, and it really bled over into their kind of snarky style, as it were.
For sure. I do enjoy heading on over to Twitch on Turkey Day to watch a MST3K marathon.
Yeah, you know, they got funded a while back with like that new season, and I don't know where they are in the production for that, but the fact that they got another one so easily is pretty heartwarming to see.
It isn't that, mate, it isn't that.
Signal.
What signal? Oh, you set something on fire? Okay.
Yeah, the JPEG smoke. It is calling us home.
No, that's more of a gift, don't you think?
Oh my god, is that a fucking duck?
Elizabeth, shh, it's fine.
Don't mention the dog or anything.
I like to think that Donald is what freaks him out, but Goofy, they're completely okay.
Oh, that's our old friend Goofy. Hiya, fellas.
Just, that's it.
Not yet. We wait for the opportune moment.
When it's of greatest profit to you?
May I ask you something?
Why have we skipped over so many pivotal scenes? Well, you see, Jack, it's because they're adapting this for a video game.
It's so weird to see these guys moving in 60 FPS.
Nice. Someone finally dealt with that dastardly Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I always kept that ore in my inventory for just such an occasion. You smell nice, Miss Swine.
Begun by blood undone.
Oh, there it goes, covered with raspberry jam.
No, my jam.
Now, in the original, that blood stayed throughout. You're not going to see it again, though. Don't ask me why that was changed.
Is it working? Are you supposed to feel tingly or something, or... I don't feel tingly.
You, mate! Was your father William Turner?
Oh, I probably should have asked that first.
Stupid bitch! That made me laugh so hard when he said it in the original run.
Why isn't it working? You need more blood.
Get more blood! Order more blood!
We're always running out.
Hurry.
And thus that's how they escaped.
You there! The medallion!
Oh! Higgins Ron Higgins. Oh. Damn, I love the internet sometimes.